Hope you enjoyed that short sniping intro. I'm back here playing some Polygon. Yeah, the last time I looked into Polygon was last year, meaning 2023. So I thought we had to once more check out what's going on in this free-to-play multiplayer shooter in order to see if it's worth playing also in 2024. Polygon was released back in 2020, so it is now already 4 years old. It is titled to be a tactical first-person shooter with up to 32 players on large-scale maps. Polygon is developed and published by Red Aster Studio, and even though, as mentioned, it's already 4 years old, it is still in early access. It has a 7 out of 10 ranking on Steam and almost around 30k reviews on Steam. But as many of these smaller shooters, indie if you will, the game is struggling with a low player count. If we take a look at the Steam charts, there's only around 400 players on average playing Polygon. That's a bit of a pity, since I do believe that Polygon feels a bit underrated compared to some of the other free-to-play shooters I've covered and played through the years. The gunplay is good, and the colorful Unreal Engine low-poly graphics looks good. The map design is most of the time good as well, and I believe that many players coming from a background playing Battlefield-alike games or maybe Call of Duty as well would enjoy the style of a gaming experience that Polygon gives you. The game plays well on lower-end PCs as well. As a matter of fact, I'll put up the minimum requirements here for a bit so you can see for yourself and maybe determine if you might be able to give Polygon a try as well if you're playing video games on a low-performing PC. So here it is. There seems to be regular updates still in the game, which is good, although I was hoping to see some new maps, or at least one or two, when playing now again, but I didn't. The developers has recently released updates, an update for example in January called Operation Sandstorm, which includes Sandstorm Conquest, Sandstorm King of the Hill and a Desert Eagle into the game. They have been promising more new content to come, so I hope they'll continue to add new content into the game so that Polygon lives to see another day. There's quite some weapons to choose from, although not as many as you may find in other similar shooters. I'm thinking, for example, about BattleBit Remastered, but it's enough weapons in order to get some variation, you might say, when you're playing. At least that's what I believe. And BattleBit Remastered and Polygon differs quite some, even though they're both poly or low poly shooters. I guess you have to find out what style of a game that suits you the best, meaning what you prefer. I once again like the bright colors and art style in Polygon from a visual graphics perspective compared to the more brown-grayish aesthetics you'll find in BattleBit. Same when it comes to overall map design, since I believe that Polygon has found a better way to keep up the game flow on their maps compared to BattleBit, where the map sometimes feels a bit cluttered. Polygon has also a more casual Call of Duty kind of vibe, which also makes the game a bit more fast-paced, if you will, on some of the smaller or medium-sized maps. Maybe that also has to do with the fact that you only can play up to 32 players. One problem that can occur, and I believe that most Polygon players know what I'm talking about, is the fact that the teams can sometimes turn up to become quite unbalanced or one-sided experience, if you will, when you're playing, meaning that one team will be able to hold the objectives throughout the match and start to more or less spawn kill the enemy team. I've seen that happen in other shooters with lower player counts as well, since it's more or less the same people meeting in matches over and over again, and some of them has been playing the game a lot, meaning a long time, and therefore has the know-how when it comes to playing the different game modes and maps. Let me know your thoughts about that, and if you believe it's a problem in Polygon overall, or if it's more related to certain maps. Are there cheaters in Polygon, you might ask? Well, the question has to be asked, since this is a problem in most online shooters nowadays, unfortunately, especially in free-to-play titles. Polygon has a EAC, meaning Easy Anti-Cheat in Polygon. How well it works is hard to know, since I'm now playing Polygon on a regular basis. I'm pretty sure I didn't encounter a cheater the hours I was playing in order to make this video, but that doesn't mean that they aren't there. So feel free to fill in here your experiences. Polygon can be played with friends as well, since you're supposed to be able to either host or join your friends in a personal save file up to 4 players, or you can join a dedicated server up to 32 players. So there's definitely some social value in the game as well if you're looking for that. Player value wise, you might ask, well, as said earlier, I do like the gunplay and the overall look of the game. It's pretty straightforward when it comes to both game modes, gameplay and also customization. And we can always wish for more, of course, when it comes to features, gadgets or whatever you'd like to see in the games you're playing. But it's sometimes nice to get into a game like this that is mainly focusing on the gameplay experience. At least that's how I've experienced Polygon so far. Or should I say how I experienced the game coming back once more now in 2024. So is the game worth playing in 2024? Well, I believe it is, especially if you're looking for a more kind of casual Battlefield/Call of Duty FPS gaming experience. Maybe you hesitate if you are a veteran that has been playing Polygon for a long time when I say this, since you probably want more content into the game. That's very common, you might say. But if you're new into the game, you still have quite some to both unlock and discover. The most important aspect of a shooter at the end of the day, graphics aside or other features, is the actual gunplay, and Polygon feels pretty tight, and getting kills and doing well in this game feels pretty rewarding. The downside might be a low player count, as mentioned, but hopefully the developers has a good roadmap when it comes to both new content to keep players busy and maybe also a thought and strategy when it comes to a future release, since it's quite hard to stand out nowadays due to tough competition and also the need of a marketing campaign in order to get more players to discover the game. Yeah, I say a new release, it's out there of course, but it's in early access, and I hope this won't be another game that will be stuck in early access year after year. Well, the future will tell. Polygon is a straightforward shooter that doesn't overcomplicate things. It's free to play and can also be fun to play with friends. Games like this and similar are important since it offers a fun FPS experience for players that might be on a budget, meaning not being able to buy the newest, hottest game out there, or simply can't play them due to low specs. Then a game such as Polygon can be a good alternative or maybe a nice complement to some of the other games you might already be playing. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like on the video. It helps me out here on YouTube, and hopefully you and I will talk again sometime soon in an upcoming video here on my channel. With that said, take care, and I'll talk to you soon again. Later.